Hi everyone, I'm Ben, and this is the Board Game Blueprint. This week, we're going to take a closer component look at some of the figures that are available on the Game Crafter. Made out of plastic and in a few different colors, they could be what you need to elevate your current prototype. So let's jump on over to the table next door and see what we have in store. And here before us is our first colorful cast of characters. As you can see, we have maybe two of every color except for these last ones, blue and yellow on the side there. And it leads me to believe that maybe this is a bit of a grab bag situation, in that we're not exactly guaranteed what we're going to come up with, which can be interesting and frustrating for some people, I'm sure. The other kind of thing that I want to point out too is that there are different scales of characters as well. So we have what appears to be a 24 millimeter height character, and then maybe something closer to like 28 or 32. Let's go ahead and compare that to a standard meeple. Here we go. I'll try to lay them out so we can kind of compare the heights, relatively speaking. And then also a 16 millimeter die. Oh, that's a little bit too low though on the camera. Here we go. So yeah, I want to say that this is probably somewhere around 24, 25, maybe 27. And then this one's going to be a little bit larger, closer to 32, much more so. The really nice thing though is that they kind of have both male and female characters presenting here. And some of them, well, are just kind of not even anything. This one looks much like an alien to me, at least. So that is pretty sweet, almost like a putty from Power Rangers. And yeah, we have kind of different poses and features on each of them. I imagine that, yeah, just like anything else on the Game Crafter, you could potentially paint these if you'd like, or you can leave them in their given colors and assign them to different player roles thusly. But yeah, I'm really happy with these, and quite a bit of detail too. Let's see if we can try to show that. There are definitely lines on their kind of spacesuits and such, which is pretty sweet. And yeah, I imagine a really quality paint job would help even more having these characters pop on whatever play surface you have, and not necessarily a felt table. But I'll just go ahead and pull out these other two poses here. Looks like someone has a cache or a satchel they're holding onto, and then here's another one of those kind of putties. So whether these are heroes or villains is entirely up to you, based on, whoops, yeah, perfect landing, your gameplay. And I think that makes things, yeah, really interesting too. But let's go ahead and slide these off camera for a quick second here, because we have another bunch, and these ones I'll just kind of place out on live, essentially. We have these steampunk figures as well, and these are kind of alarming in some ways. This one looks like a dwarf, which is pretty cool. Got a massive Game Crafter wrench, but spacey, and looks like some kind of pirate based on their face, yeah, which is really cool. And again, we have the same colors as the previous set, so it leads me to believe, yeah, that they're kind of maybe from either a similar manufacturer, sourcer, or a similar game. And here's one that's really cool. We have Bebop, or maybe that's Rocksteady, with a crazy gladiator axe, yeah. And again, we can see what their scales are like compared to each other, and then also kind of some standard components thusly. Another rhino, and here's a blue rhino. So not all the colors are necessarily restricted to the characters, and we might have, yeah, a few fun little combinations there. Here's a rogue kind of character. Oh, let's see, on the back of my hand, you can kind of see that. With an awesome cloak and pistol, and looking pretty cool. Let's see what else we have. Oh, here's another one of those dwarves kind of guys. And then here's like a werewolf or a rat or something. I think it's a werewolf, yeah, based on the muzzle and such, and the, oh, I forget what the word is for the knees that bend backwards, but that is really cool too. Kind of like some kind of ravager maybe in a cloak, and then this massive sword that's hanging in the back there. Yep, oop, and my fingers are definitely in the way, but yeah, you get the idea. Hopefully these are gonna show off, even though they're labeled as steampunk characters, you could fit them into any sort of world that you might have for your game, yeah, depending on the lore. So yep, here's a yellow variant on the dwarf. And And here's some kind of mechanized bug thing, some kind of sentry guard that patrols the streets perhaps at night. I'm imagining, yeah, that there's like some kind of spotlights or searchlights on these things, and then also some kind of laser cannon in the front there. You could also turn it around and say that this is the front, but that's entirely, again, up to you. I probably imagine the ones with the appendable thumbs or opposable thumb kind of features would be more helpful for grabbing and pincering things, but you never know. And let's see, yeah, here's another rogue as such in the purple color. Makes me think of episode 2 of Star Wars. I can't remember her name, but she was like the transforming one. I think it starts with a V, her name. And then here's another one of those werewolves in purple, and another of those mech bots in green. So again, we can kind of see not only the extreme amounts of detail on these characters and such, but they come in a variety of colors. So if you're looking for like specific kinds, you might have to order multiple packs of these characters, of these figures, or you could paint them at home, which is also really fun. And really quick too, I'll just go ahead and pull this one up. The quality of the plastic seems very durable. I don't want to snap it, but like let's just try to bend it in place there. And then it more or less, yeah, kind of reverts back to its old form as long as you don't go too far, which is nice, I would say. It means that like you can drop it and you won't have to worry about snapping. It's not brittle plastic. I'm trying to think of exactly what type this is. It's not exactly labeled per se, but kind of compared to our old Steam guy, it feels very much, it's a different rigidity, I feel like. It's a little bit more flexible for sure. But yeah, kind of, and we'll just throw a metal figurine for maybe some more extra scaling. But yeah, I'm almost more afraid of the metal bending versus the plastic. So that's another consideration that you might have when you're picking out your pieces from the Game Crafter. And there we are. Though they're kind of called sci-fi and steampunk, I feel like some of them could even fit in a fantasy world. So if you're looking for that rhinoceros minotaur character, well, there you have it. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and click that bell icon so that you can stay notified about when the next video goes up. As always, I'm Ben. This has been another episode of the Board Game Blueprint, and together, let's build something great.